I often talk about success principles and laws and strategies, and today I want to talk about one law that has transformed my life, the law of attraction. I heard many different people talking about the law of attraction and even a book that I read quite often that says, as a man thinketh, so is he. And I've had to, over the course of my life and my career, really adjust how I think. But your most valuable asset is your mind. I'm going to repeat that. Your most valuable asset is your mind. Everything that you're able to achieve or experience all starts with a thought. And thoughts are housed in the mind. And what you are surrounded around often impacts your thoughts. But you don't have to be a prisoner of your current surroundings. You can use the law of attraction to change where you are to where you want to be. When I first heard that, my first response was, okay, that just sounds like kind of a lot of hocus pocus. I don't know about all that. But then I began to use it. I began to think about where I wanted to be. At that point, I was a senior in high school and I was failing, struggling in math. And I began to see myself graduating and being successful despite my challenges with math. I began to see myself being better than I was. Years later, I saw myself being a real estate developer, doing multi-million-dollar real estate deals across the country. Even at that point, I didn't even know what a pro forma was, but I knew I wanted to be a real estate developer. And by the way, a pro forma is your real estate development budget. I saw myself designing buildings. I saw myself walking through buildings that didn't exist. And so I started putting up pictures of buildings. There were people in the cities that I worked at that when I arrived, I didn't know anybody. So I started cutting out pictures of people that I wanted to meet, and I started putting them in my cubicle. And I remember a couple of people would come by and ask me, why do you have a picture of that person in your cubicle? Or why is that person on your wall? And I said, because one day we're going to be great friends, and we're going to be doing business together. And many times when I shared that, they were like, yeah, right. But in every situation, I began to develop relationships with somebody who knew somebody, who knew somebody, who knew some, and eventually every single person that I placed on my cubicle, I ended up having a professional relationship with. When I got ready to get out of debt, I saw myself being debt-free. So I began to say, okay, I saw myself scratching off debts and being able to achieve things like go on vacation, save money, do things. And I began to put pictures on my wall that says, hey, when I'm out of debt, I'm going on the cruise. When I'm out of debt, I'm paying off my house. When I'm out of debt, this will be my lifestyle. And slowly but surely, my life has begun to conform to the very pictures that I put on my wall. So the law of attraction works just like the law of gravity and just like the law of lift for airplanes. It works, but you have to stay focused. You have to remain confident. You can't be distracted by things that don't line up with the pictures. And what I did is I created a vision board. I got a phone cord board, and everything that I wanted in my life that wasn't there, I began to cut out and put on the board. And that board has become the pathway to where I currently am and the pathway for my future. So I encourage you, if you've not heard of the law of attraction, to look it up, find more about it. But I can tell you, the law of attraction brought me from a small town in Texas to Houston, to Boston, to Atlanta, now Sacramento, California. And in each one of those cities, I've employed this law and it has worked on my behalf. My life was changed by practicing the law of attraction, and your life can be changed too.